All right, folks, how you doing? Welcome back to the Mars Mystery. Disclaimer, as always, under Section 107 of the Copyright Act, 1976, allowance is made for fair use, yada, yada, yada. So this is Hidden Things Disinformation, Part 2, Propaganda War. Hancock concludes that NASA is definitely covering something up surrounding Cydonia. He writes, quote, the agency appears to have acted dishonestly from the beginning. The lies began when the first Viking photograph of the face was released to the press. NASA claimed at the press conference that there was a second photograph, proving the face to be just a trick. 17 years passed before officials finally admitted that such a disconfirming photograph does not exist. Hancock states that this deception threw researchers off the scent for a time. Censorship also became an obstacle as the work of Vincent DiPietro and Gregory Molnar was kept out of publications for the Case for Mars conference in 1984. Several more attempts to publish the same or similar findings were not even given consideration for many years in American journals. Land of the free, right? Home of the brave. Hancock refers to Carl Sagan as, quote, that powerful propagandist. Sagan went about writing and talking about psychological aberrations that make people see faces everywhere. He continues, quote, Sagan published an article debunking the face, characterizing anyone who took it seriously as a kind of zealot, and including a doctored version of one of the Viking frames to make it look as though the face is actually not there. One cannot even defend Sagan by saying that his frame was supplied to him already, doctored by NASA, he continues, for Richard Hoagland had personally shown Sagan the original frame. Hancock goes on to say that Sagan may have had a change of heart later in life, as in one of his last books he credited the researchers into Cydonia, quote, and said that the face deserved a closer look.
You know what his trouble was. He had plenty here, but nothing here.
The important man. Hancock says that Sagan's role as NASA's bitch has been taken over by Dr. Michael Mallon, a contractor who supplied the cameras for the failed Mars Observer in the early 90s and later for the Mars Global Surveyor project. He also published an image on his website claiming to explain away the teeth on the face at Cydonia. Quote, this is supposed to be a jeering dismissal of teeth-like features identified by Mark Carlotto, writes Hancock. Yet Malin singles out, quote, deliberately induced pixel errors. By such tactics, the suggestion is conveyed that something like teeth derives from, quote, amateurs using extremely poor image enhancement and publishing their defective results in American tabloid magazines. Hancock states that Dr. Mallon is, quote, the most important man in the world where Mars is concerned. He alone decides where the cameras of Mars Global Surveyor will point. He also reveals that Dr. Mallon gets a 6-month preview of the Surveyor images before they are released to the public. Hancock states that it isn't good for one man to be given a monopoly over our knowledge of Mars. Quote, surely we should be hearing other voices. Yeah, you don't say. Anyway, a bit of a shorter one this time. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, feel free to leave your thoughts and comments below.